The UN has raised concerns about reports of deadly violence in Tanzania carried out by government security forces. Protests erupted there after the disputed October the 29th election of President Samia Suluhu Hassan. The opposition party, Chadema, says over 1,000 of those protesters were killed in what is an ongoing crackdown, a number that Hassan's government disputes. A warning that some of the images you're about to see in this next report may be disturbing to you.
In a small room somewhere in Tanzania, a 32-year-old is in disbelief. He still can't make sense of how he got here, bedridden with bullet holes in his legs. The man, who does not want to be named, went out to fetch water when it happened. Police shot him at his doorstep the day after the elections.
I found myself on the ground. I looked at my legs and saw I was bleeding. That's when I looked up and saw the police, who were aiming down at me. If my upper body had been in a different position, I think they would have shot me in the head.
Juma, as we're calling him, is still shaken. He's also traumatized and understandably cautious, initially refusing to speak to us, convinced we were intelligence agents. He's agreed to tell his story so people can know what happened. The full extent of the violence after the disputed poll is still unknown, but clues have been emerging, like these images that appear to show armed men using violent force against protesters. The exact number of the dead is still unknown. Some rights groups say it could be in the hundreds. This resident tells us what he saw.
I heard loud sounds, pop, pop. It was gunshots. I stood and saw a body here, a body there, another one there in pools of blood. I felt so confused I couldn't even run. It's true that people have died. Many people have died. I witnessed it with my own eyes.
The government has yet to address the alleged killings. 2 weeks after the election, life in the largest city, Dar es Salaam, resumes cautiously under a watchful state. While recording this, a team filming for DW was stopped multiple times by armed police. But Vice President Emmanuel Nchimbia insists all is well.
The government of President Samia Suluhu Hassan has taken steps to restore unity in the country. Now our country is calm and everyone is following the rule of law.
But under that law, nearly 400 people have been charged with election-related offences. Among them is TikToker Jennifer Jovin, also known as Niffer, who's been accused of treason for posting this video. In it, she asked her followers to buy masks for protection against tear gas on election day. Reports suggest detainees are being abused.
It's not even a secret because we made presentations in court that they've been tortured, very serious torture. Some exhibit outward signs of injury.
As Dar es Salaam, or Haven of Peace, tries to reclaim its name, so too does Juma with his life. It's not so easy. Any slight movement causes pain, sending him back to election day.
And we can speak now to Faraja Kristomus, who's a media and political analyst. Thank you so much for joining us. We have very little confirmed information coming out of Tanzania. So can you tell us any more about the current situation there?
Currently, we're experiencing a little bit peace and harmony in many parts of Dar es Salaam, where the altercations happened, and the business is normalizing, even though we are still cautious. Some people are taking much caution because we don't know, and these people are always unknown to us. We call them unknown assailants. They are the people who can attack you, who can take you and make you disappear without even identifying them. So it is sometimes difficult to know who is following you and who has put a tail on you. So we are a little bit cautious by the situation that's happening in many cities where the altercations happened, like in Dar es Salaam, Mbeya, Arusha, Mwanza, Kahama, Dodoma, and some other small towns where the altercations happened. But still, the business is normalizing. But the impacts of the events is still there. We still feel the impacts in our countries.
So it sounds like things are a little calmer, but there's a really high level of uncertainty. So can you talk to us a little bit about how ordinary Tanzanians are dealing with this situation, and maybe also about, access to food, access to information, how has freedom of movement been affected, just what life is like now?
Yeah, the first days of the lockdown, we had a problem of internet blackout. There was no internet all over the country. Tanzania mainland, even in Tanzania, Zanzibar, the internet was not there. Even the communication from the upcountry where they produce food coming to the cities, the transport was not there. So there was no communication services. The food was not transported to the city. So even the little storage of food that remained in the city was finished. So people were fearful of hunger, and there was a fear of food insecurity in many cities like Dar es Salaam, Arusha, Mbeya, and Mwanza, because the trucks that were transporting food to these cities were stopped somewhere outside the city. So there was a problem of food, but also there was a problem of supplies of important basic needs in the families. And if the situation could continue, maybe the life could be more difficult than it was before. But slowly, I see things coming to better, because at least now we can see in the food stores people can buy, but the price has gone higher because with the situation, it means the fuel price went higher. Now those who are transporting food to the cities have to transport with higher costs. That translates into the increase of food price in many cities or in many places.
Could I ask you
Yes,
about the unrest that erupted? It happened because of alleged election fraud. Can you talk to us about the state of democracy in Tanzania today?
Yes, in fact, the main contention with our democracy is about election. That's the central issue. People oppose the whole election system because there is no free and fair. That's the concern of the main opposition political parties. They are saying our electoral system is not fair, it's not free, and there are a lot of cases of ballot stuffing. There are a lot of cases of voter rigging, because statistically you can't justify the number of the votes that one winner gets and the opposition parties get. And so that one necessitates for the improvement and for the transformation of the electoral system in our country, because for now the electoral body is the members of the electoral body are appointed by the president, who is also a candidate from the ruling party. So the people are questioning the independence of the electoral monitoring or electoral body, the Independent National Electoral Commission. They are saying, or they are contesting that it is never independent, even though they have inserted the word independent. But in terms of function, in terms of in terms of supervising the whole process of election, there is no independence. The body is not free at all, and there's a larger possibility of being compromised by those who are in power.
Faraja Kristomus, we're going to have to leave it there, but I'd like to thank you so much for joining us on DW today. That's Tanzanian media and political analyst Faraja Kristomus.